But the big story at 8 today, is this a return of the emergency era? That's what we are being made to believe by opposition parties across the board. From the Trinamool Congress to the National Conference, the RJD and the JDU, they are saying that democracy is a thing of the past, freedoms are being trampled upon, and this government is nothing short of dictatorial. So is there more to this than meets the eye, or is our freedom actually being curbed in the name of national security?
ये जो शहीद के बेटे हैं, इनको आप हिंदुस्तान में इनको आप अरेस्ट कर देते हैं।
It started as a trickle.
Both the BJP and the central government have been working overtime to destabilize Northeast India.
NDTV पे बैन लगाने की कार्रवाई हो या भोपाल में जो 8 लोगों को इनकाउंटर करके मारने की कार्रवाई हो, ये बताया जा रहा है कि ये देश नफरत की बुनियाद पे चले गया.
And soon turned into a flood. From the Congress to the RJD, TMC, National Conference, everyone declared the country is facing an emergency. The symptoms, they argued, ranged from the Bhopal encounter to detention of Rahul Gandhi in Delhi while leading a protest to the one-day ban on news channels allegedly for violating broadcasting norms.
राष्ट्रवाद व देशभक्ति का उन्माद फैलाकर देश में आंतरिक इमरजेंसी जैसा माहौल पैदा करने का प्रयास किया जा रहा है.
And topping off the offensive was Rahul Gandhi himself, who declared that India was facing its darkest hour in democracy. A claim that a bemused government replied to by reminding the Congress Vice President of a year called 1975.
These sermons are coming from a party which has imposed emergency. 19.5 months only. Democracy was off, taken off air for 19.5 months.
अभिव्यक्ति की आजादी को रोकना इस देश में पत्रकारों, कलमकारों, साहित्यकारों, विपक्ष के नेताओं पर इस प्रकार से उनके अधिकारों पर अतिक्रमण करना इस देश के प्रजातंत्र पर सीधे सीधे हमला है, आक्रमण है.
So are our democratic freedoms being crushed? Is this emergency 2016? Is freedom being curbed in the name of national security, or is emergency the new award Vapsi? All right, joining us now is Syed Zafar Islam of the BJP. We'll also be joined by Khushbu, spokesperson of the Congress, in just a bit. But Syed Zafar Islam, there are just too many things and they're all adding up to show that we're in a state of emergency, allege all the opposition parties. Perhaps one of them can be wrong, but can all of them be wrong? Are we in a state of lockdown across the country now?
Is there any merit in whatever you're saying or whatever the opposition is saying? There is absolutely no merit. They are just propagating it because they have absolutely nothing to criticize about the government functioning, because government is being appreciated by every citizen of this country, barring these political parties, because their agenda is to criticize the government, and since they
no, but Syed Zafar Islam, if people ranging from Rahul Gandhi to Najib's mother are picked up and thrown into lockup, doesn't it only give more credence to assertions that this is a state of emergency, where protests also are not allowed?
Not at all. See, there are two different situations you're talking about. If you talk about Rahul Gandhi, he was trying to be detained. He was wanted to be detained. He was so keen to be detained. That was very apparent. Every news channel was airing it and broadcasting it. And you must go back and see the clips. When he was detained, he was smiling. So that was the intent, to get detained and just get some media hype. That was the only intent. There was no reason for him to go and do what he had done in the hospital, because the hospital is not a place for this kind of a drama.
Mother? Can she not ask for the return of her son? He's been gone for 24 days.
See, I must appreciate that the concern the lady, the mother of Najib is expressing, and we are with them. We are with every people who are suffering. But you also must understand that the entire issue has been politicized by some political parties. Kejriwal is giving talking to JNU students saying that Janpat chalo, India Gate chalo. What does that mean? because they want to politicize every single issue for their own benefits. There is absolutely no intent to help his mother. If at all they wanted to help his mother, he could have spoken, Chief Minister could have spoken to police, because the matter needs to be investigated. Police is doing their job, and he could have coordinated with the police rather than doing dharna at India Gate.
Well, after 24 days, you can't really blame people for running out of patience. Khushbu also is live with us now. Khushbu,
no, let me ask you one more thing.
A bit drastic, isn't it?
Let me ask one more thing, Padmaja.
That we are in a state of emergency?
Yes, definitely. I mean, the kind of situation we find ourselves today, India find itself today in every corner. I think, you know, you really don't know what we are getting into or what we have got ourselves into. We have not seen this kind of a situation earlier. We have not seen something like this in a very, very long time. So this government is, the only problem here, Padmaja, is they are not ready to take the questions. The minute you point a finger and raise a question, this is the kind of reaction we have from them, because the BJP government does not have any answers to the questions that are being pointed towards them or raised against them.
For example?
You asked them, you were just going on and talking about it. I heard one of the persons, I think he's from BJP, talking to you, and he said that Shri Rahul Gandhi was actually looking forward to get detained, and he was smiling when he was detained. I mean, what do you expect a leader of his caliber to do when you know that you're being detained for absolutely a nonsensical reason? You go there not as a political leader on the whole, but you go there to share your sympathy, to sympathize with them, or to show your empathy towards the family of a serviceman who had committed suicide, and you say that
all of that is fine. Okay, so let me rephrase my question, Khushbu. My question to you is, isn't it very dramatic to suggest that we are in a state of emergency? Is this not hyperbole? Like what had happened when the whole intolerance debate had started?
No, it's not. Yes, I mean, you look at us, over the last 2.5 years, 1/4 of the term of Modi-led government is over, and you look at it, it had started the day they came to power. It has been, you know, building up. We have been building up. You don't do this, you don't do that, you don't say this, you don't look at that, you don't eat this, you don't wear this, you don't go here, you don't do this. I mean, it's been mounting and mounting and mounting.
Like
and
what?
Okay,
let's say as for Islam answer that.
See, if you really see the situation in the country.
Sorry, come again?
If you see the situation in the country, every single citizen of this country would vote for, would watch for Mr. Modi as a Prime Minister. Why? Because he is doing what a Prime Minister needs to do. Unlike all the other Prime Ministers who have not done the kind of work he is doing.
Absolutely, travel out of country and not bother what happens
level
to this part of the
participation, level of participation of people is so high, and that he is taking everyone's suggestion in functioning the government. Secondly, who takes Rahul Gandhi seriously?
No.
It's a divided horse, even CWC. Nobody takes him seriously.
You don't. Everybody else in the country does.
No.
You don't do it.
Even your own CWC is divided horse,
ma'am. Rahul Gandhi makes a difference to you because he talks.
He doesn't, nobody takes him seriously because
he's seen as the only opposition you have.
Rahul
Gandhi makes a difference to you. You're scared of Rahul Gandhi because you do not.
He's absolutely clueless about the Indian politics.
No, he understands. The problem with BJP is you know what Rahul
Gandhi. We're not here to discuss Rahul Gandhi at all, for that matter. You know, this thing is not about Rahul Gandhi. You can't try and win in debate by running down Rahul Gandhi every time. Sayyid Zafar Islam, my question to, in fact, Khushbu now is, and I'll put it straight to you, Khushbu. You know, there are a lot of people who suggest that every time this extreme argument is put forward, you know, the award wapasi, intolerance, India is not a country worth living. Coincidentally, there happens to be a major election just round the corner. People are suggesting that this time this whole emergency narrative is being built up for that precise reason. Is it?
No, when you looked at Ghar Wapsi, or when somebody suggested that this place is not good enough to live in, please let us not forget the words what our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi Singh ji had used when he went abroad. He said, it's because of me India is actually gaining recognition in the world. So you can't forget, you can't run down your own country being a prime minister when you're traveling out of country. When you're representing your country, you cannot run down your country. That's absolutely uncalled for a prime minister to say something like that. But then when you look at it as to what the happenings that is happening around, They've been curbing the freedom. They've been curbing
You
the
don't
freedom
even know
in the
the
name
name of our
democracy.
honorable Prime
We
Minister.
do not see
It's shame. It's shame that you don't even know the name of the honorable Prime Minister.
Narendra Modi Saab.
No, you
Narendra
said
Modi
Narendra
Saab
Modi,
is
sing,
the one
sing.
who went and spoke. Narendra
Sing.
Modi Saab is the one who went and spoke about India in different parts of the world.
Let me tell
Narendra
you.
Modi is the
No,
one who
let
spoke
me
about
tell you.
it.
Let me tell
Okay,
you,
it was a
Khushbu
slip
ji.
of tongue, says Zafar Islam. Let it go.
I haven't finished it.
No, but you still haven't answered my question, Khushbu. My question to you is different.
I would say,
You know,
No.
every
Let me respond to
episode
this,
can be
Let me
spoken
respond to
about
this.
individually, but to conflate
that's what
all of
I'm
them
saying.
and
This
say,
is the time,
you know,
this
this
is
is a
the time,
crackdown
this is
on
the
our
time.
individual freedoms. It's an emergency.
no, it's not. It's
Where is this narrative
no.
headed?
If you
What
say,
emergency?
Padmaja, if you say, no, if you say, you look at it, that's what I'm saying, it's been mounting. If you say that if what the BJP spokesperson is saying, that the people of this country are with Mr. Narendra Modi, then I would like to ask the people who actually went with the Ghar Wapsi, people who spoke that this country is not safe enough to live, people who objected and had candle marches against the policies of the BJP.
But they're all still
people
here.
Who had
They're
spoken
all
against
They're
the
all
BJP.
still here, Khushbu. People who felt scared of living in India and were contemplating leaving
That is
are still here.
No, just because they say they don't have to leave the country. If the BJP expects them to leave the country, BJP expects them to leave a country. You have the people of BJP running the government, and you have people from them. If the minute you talk about democracy, they say that you are.
Okay, let me ask you a counter question then, Sayyid Zafar Islam, before I allow you to rebut that. You are an opposition leader. You are a national spokesperson of the Congress. During the emergency, the opposition was rounded up and jailed. Of course, that was an extreme. In today's date, are you stopped by anyone from appearing on television and saying what you want to? Is the opposition gagged today, Khushbu?
A ban on a national television. What is that? Is that not a gag? Is that not a gag? Individually, you don't have to say. That's what we say that in the rule of Congress.
Actually, since you brought that up, it has just been lifted a few minutes ago. But let me just again bring it back to the Congress. As the main opposition party,
it has been lifted.
As the main opposition party, are you gagged today? Is any opposition party gagged?
You and cry. No,
Padmaja, you must give me a chance to speak.
no, I'm not gagged because I'm nobody to them. But Rahul Gandhi being detained thrice is definitely gagging. Taking away Najib's mother, forcefully dragging her is gagging. What else do you want?
Well, she
Can I just
and
respond to that?
Mr. Rahul Gandhi were on all television cameras. But let me also get Syed Zafar Islam to respond to you. Yes, Syed Zafar Islam.
See, time and again she is talking about Najib's mother. See, we have our sympathy with her. But let me tell you that there was 144 was imposed in that area. Having known that, still she went there, not because she wanted to go, because she was pushed by some political parties who have absolutely bankruptcy of ideas, like Kejriwal and Rahul Gandhi, because they always want some dead man or who has gone through the tragic death, or somebody who is not
politicize a mother's pain.
You are politicizing this issue. If at all you were serious, you should have spoken to the police commissioner. But that you would know. No, you wouldn't do that, because you just want to pick up an issue because you have absolutely.
You have Subedar ex-serviceman killing himself.
Is your Dharna going to do anything justice for her? What are you trying to tell me? That because you did Dharna, they will be able to find
we stood by her.
See, police, you are becoming a bottleneck for the police also.
You have failed.
You have become a bottleneck for the police also. For your own benefit, for the party of your benefit of your party, you did it. There was absolutely no intent to support that lady. If at all that was the intent, you would have spoken to the police commissioner. So that people of India know that you people are bankrupt. There is a bankruptcy in Congress.
Okay.
You cannot come up with any ideas. You want to make it an issue, but you will never succeed. You will never succeed.
All right, fair enough, Khushbu. You're talking about individual episodes, and yes, on the issue of Najib, the Delhi police has a lot to answer for. It has been 24 days. He still hasn't been found, but his mother has been apologized to by the Delhi police itself. As far
the police has to answer. I'm saying, but then if the government had shown the support, if the government had shown the sympathy, if the government was empathetic,
government is always sympathetic about.
Situation wouldn't have come this far.
No. Government is always sympathetic, but you are politicizing
you
it.
Want,
you want to make it as an issue.
No.
Okay, but the issue we are talking about is very simple, and I think the viewers are the best judges of whether the entire argument that we are in a state of emergency is justified or not, and ultimately it will be their verdict on whether we are back to about 3 decades ago. I'm completely out of time right now. Khushbu and Sayyid Zafar Islam, thank you very much for joining us.